Hello, Miss. This is Family PowerPoint. I'm Jason Lee. Here I start my PowerPoint. So the changing partner topic. My topic is education. Before studying, I want to say that the law says that when we see children going to school everywhere, almost all schools have the same structure. That our society is in great trouble and cost to private such schools. We naturally assume that there must be some good logical reason. Maybe if we not forces our children to go to school, or if school works very difficult, our children will not grow up to be a capable adult. So this is now education. In the beginning, child educated themselves through self-directed play and explain. In Western society, children learned what they needed now to become effective adults through their own play and explosion in the pastime. The strong drivers in childhood drives a child to play explore presumably came about service that the needs of education. Adults also allowed the children almost unlimited freedom to play and explore their own, because they recognize that the activity are children's natural way of learning. With the rise of agriculture and later of industrial, child become focused on labors, play and explosion was suppressive, willfulness. Like they can't even think about the play, which had been a virtue, become a vice that had to be beaten out of the child. I think they have to do a lot of things like plow, plant, cultivate, tend their flock, and so on. Successful farming required long hours of relatively unskilled, repetitive labor, much of which could be done by children. At the same time, children need to do everything. And with a larger family, children had to work in the field to help feed their younger siblings, or they had to work at home, help care for the sibling. See, they even don't have the childhood. The childhood maybe is helps his parents to do some work in the farm. And I think the children live the change gradually from free pursuit from their own interesting to increasingly more time spent at work that was required to serve the rest of the family. The change for the land for the landowners, this understand that they could increase their own wealth by getting other people work for them. The system of slavery and other forms of servitude developed. Society becomes deep hierarchical with a few kings and lords, just a few, a little, and myself of slave self-bottom. Most people, child included, were servitude. The principal lesson that child had to learn was obedience and suppression of their own will, and the show of the reverence towards lords and masters. The labor of the children was moved from field where they had at least been sunshine, fresh air, and some opportunities to play into dark, crowded, dirty factories. As industry progress and become somewhat more automated, the need for child labor declined in some parts of the world. For various reasons, some religion, some scholar, the idea of the universal compulsory education rose and gradually spent. Education was understood as an inculcation. I don't think for this I have a little struggle for this. I think it's not the 100% inculcation. The idea began to separate the childhood should be time for learning, and schools for children were developed as place of learning. I think at that time I checked the website. They said that even the boy have to sleep in the loft above the house at night in order to service the dog needs. So now I think it's national leaders saw the schooling as means of creating good patriots and future soldiers. To them, the critical lessons were about the glories of the fatherland, the wondrous achievement and moral virtue of the nation's founders, and the leader, and the necessary to defend the nation from evil focus elsewhere. Into now, these people who saw schools as place for the protecting child from the damage focus the outside world, for proving child with for providing children with the moral and intellectual grading needed to develop into upstanding, competent adults. And for this is a big change from before to now. I think it's a huge change. Before people, the child even can't talk about the education. They have just learned through the nature or their parents. Now I think it's better. We have the school, we have the tutor, we have different. We can learn whatever we want. We can learn any subject in school. We can do the volunteer. I think we can learn some knowledge to help ourselves to improve ourselves ability, like make a smart mind, something like that. And this is law. Until the 9th century, the England passed last limited child labor. In 1983, for example, the new legislation forbade taxi manufacturer from employing child under the age of 9 and limited maximum weekly work hours to 48 for 10 to 12 years old and 69 for 13 to 17 years old. I think at that time the child have to work, no study. This is education. The global include children labor decrease. It's a good thing from 25% to 10% between this year. It's a big change from during this year. We can see the child labor is make a important effect to the children education. Thank you for your watching.